And we're back for another week. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Anyway So. My name's Dylan Palladino. This is my podcast, and you know that because you're listening. Hey, call the Google Voice number, 347-566-9741. You know, ask for some advice. Tell me a cute little story, whatever you want to do. Let's connect, dude. I wanna hear, you know? Man, it's crazy how many people just like ask for advice on that one. College steamrolled me and I have lost all motivation for school. I don't know if I want to start out with that. Here's another one. How do I get rid? I'm just giving you guys examples about me answering advice and crushing it. How to get rid of anxiety, learning how to ride a bike by yourself. I live in New York City and everybody in my life doesn't want to go bike riding or do anything with me. Literally, I feel like I have no family or friends. Wow. Reread that sentence before you keep going. I'm the type of person that has social anxiety. Welcome to the club, dude. We all got it. And if you don't, I personally think you have a lower IQ. Anyway, but that might be biased because I have anxiety. But I want to learn how to ride a bike and skate eventually. Looks like I'm going to have to teach myself, but I'm scared to do things by myself, especially potentially embarrassing myself while trying to ride a bike, as nobody wants to go with me. Any advice? Does anyone deal with this? Okay, so this was a day ago, and only 9 people answered. Let's see what these 9 people said. Never let fear hold you back. Go to electric unicycle. You can get a decent unicycle. I mean, no. Why would you? Okay. Someone wrote okay, there's only like 3 answers. And this guy, I think, gives the best advice on how to actually ride a bike. I'm not going to read it. It's too long, and my advice will be better. But just do it, dude. Just go to a basketball court, get a bike, lower the seat, okay, and just do it. No one, dude. Here's the thing: you're talking about social anxiety. I deal with this. Everyone deals with this. No one is actually like paying attention to you for that long. They are watching you. Whenever someone's like, no one's paying attention, no one's watching you. No, that's what people watching is. And we all do it where we're like, dude, I saw some guy eat shit on the way to work today. It was crazy. I felt so bad. Or like, oh, I saw a guy fall off the bike. I saw a guy drop his coffee all over himself. We all see that. It's such a lie that everyone's like, no one's watching you. No one cares. No one is paying attention to you. Get out of your own head. It's like, no, they are, but it's for 15 seconds of your life. You know, if you do something embarrassing, people are going to see it. They're going to tell their friends about it, or they're going to feel secondhand embarrassment. They're going to get awkward, but then they're going to go on with their life, obviously. So like, you just have to accept that that's going to happen. I've fallen in public. I've eaten shit on my bike. I've spilled shit over myself. Sometimes I'll do something embarrassing and I'll just announce it out loud. Like, I can't believe I just spilled coffee over myself. Wow, that's so embarrassing. And then it's almost like you're taking it from the people watching you because you're like, I said it before you could even have the thought. So now you might tell your friends like, oh, I saw some guy do something embarrassing, but like, I knew it was embarrassing. Okay. So it's all good. Or I have always had the thought like, have you ever had the thought like you're at like a wedding? Okay, tell me if this is crazy. I've legitimately had this plan. Do you guys ever plan for when you do something really embarrassing, how you're going to act because you think that'll make it better? Like I've created a plan about how to act if I do the most embarrassing thing in the most embarrassing situation. Like I'm at my brother's wedding and I slip and fall while he's cutting the cake, and the cake goes flying into my sister-in-law's like grandma, and then I also fart while I'm falling. Everything. The worst thing that can happen happens. In my mind, I've legitimately had this thought. I go, I'm just going to pretend like I had a heart attack. Like if you really commit and after you fall, you're just there on the ground and you're just like, oh fuck, I smell burnt toast or whatever happens with the heart attack. You're like, my left arm, like, oh, someone take me to the hospital. Like, I do think that overcomes the embarrassment of you like ruining an event like that. Like whether it's at a wedding or at like a funeral, you're going to like say your last, what is it? Last graces, whatever it is you say. And then you go up and you trip and you you trip like onto the priest and like spill his wine on him. And then sometimes you're you're like falling. So you try to like grab at him, but then you end up like ripping his like robe. And then so like for whatever reason, like one of his like maybe he's like a little overweight, like one of his like tits pops out, like dude, I've had these thoughts, I've legitimately had these thoughts, and I go, if something really embarrassing happens to you in public, this is so crazy to start with, but like it's legit. This is legitimately so funny. Okay. If something super embarrassing, if something super embarrassing happens to you in public, you just have to fake like you're having a heart attack. like I'm dead serious. You fall, whatever it is, okay, at a funeral, at a wedding, right, getting a promotion, whatever happens. You just have to fake some kind of medical ailment that is more important than whatever the thing that you did. You know, you just trip and fall. I mean, you can just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I got so dizzy. Like, I think I'm having like a diabetic moment. Like that honestly is kind of bitch, but like you got to find some kind of physical ailment and you have to have that locked and loaded for when the embarrassing thing happens. This hasn't happened to me. Or just pretend you're like you passed out. Like one time I was city biking and I just fell hard on the bike, hard in the middle of the street. And I just laid there. I was like, if I get hit by a car, like this is so embarrassing how hard I ate shit. Like if I get hit by a car, honestly, not that bad. It's not embarrassing anymore. People are worried for me. Because before everyone's like, ooh. Oh shit, dude, are you okay? Oh, the more that they the more someone leans back, I'm like covering my mouth on the mic. The more someone leans back when you fall, the more embarrassing it was. Someone's like, oh, that's bad. But someone goes like, oh, yo, dude, are you good? That was bad. That's so embarrassing. People are going to talk about that for a long time. So the only way you're able to overcome it is by, faking a heart attack, pass out. It's hard to fake a stroke because you'd have to make like half your face not work. You got to commit. I'm talking about oh my God, my heart. I'm in the ambulance. I'm in the ambulance and the paramedic is like, your vitals are fine. And I go, I don't care. Something is wrong. Like you have to convince them that maybe their machines are faulty. Like that's how hard you have to commit. I'm full Daniel Day-Lewis. Like I'm having a heart attack. Like until we get to, and then like before we get to the, and obviously you do have to pay for the cab, for the ambulance. And that's going to be like probably $800, but you got to make up your mind. Is the $800 worth you not having that embarrassment of, falling and farting and destroying like a beautiful cake cutting moment for your brother and his wife? And also like knocking the grandma over who was like in a wheelchair, and for some reason the cake hitting her like sends her down the ramp, and then she, I don't know, a bowl of punch spills over her. I'm like combining six different situations. When has there been punch at a wedding? I don't know. But I don't I don't know if I've ever been at any event where there's been a bowl of punch. Is that a thing? Did they stop serving punch because like there were too many horror movies where someone's head falls into the punch or someone falls back and the punch like spills all over them? Where is all this punch at? Why have I never been served punch at a I know there's jungle juice, but that's not the same thing, dude. And it's usually in a cooler. I mean, I know it's disgusting. It's just a giant open bowl of liquid with some ice in it. I mean, it's not like you're sticking your hand. I mean, you are kind of sticking. No, you have like, if you have a bowl of punch, you got to have the little ladle. Also, where do you even get a bowl big enough for punch? You know? Someone just went out onto the roof of their apartment to start suntanning. That's nice. That looks nice. That seems cool. But that's not what we're doing, dude. We're chilling. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what the fuck is good with punch and where it's at. I would like to go to a party that has punch just to feel like, you know, like put some, oh shit, wait, yeah, but that bowl was small. I went to one that had mulled wine, not punch though. I want the light red punch with the ice cubes floating in it. And maybe it is a Halloween themed party. So like they put some of those gummy eyeballs in. That would be cool. That would feel, I'll find that one day. Anyway, you got to just fake a medical ailment. And then once you get to the hospital, you're like, oh shit, I feel better. I don't know what happened. And then you like overly thank you guys must have done something. Thank you so much. So then they're not like, what the hell? I mean, they're going to think you're crazy. I'd rather 2 paramedics think I'm crazy than an entire wedding of 200 people be like laughing about how I ruined, whatever. Or, you know, yeah, I fell at the funeral. But I can't think of a situation like, it's honestly, mainly for me, it's just tripping. I'm just worried about tripping. Because you can't do that if you're like, if you say a slur by accident. Not that I'm thinking that would happen for me. I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of other embarrassing things. What are like embarrassing things? Honestly, call the number. Tell me some embarrassing shit that's happened to you and how you had to deal with it. That would actually be super interesting. Because I've been ready to fake passing out and or having a heart attack for so long. Usually it's passing out. Like if you fall and you eat shit, everyone's like, "Ooh!" But then if you don't get up after a while, they're like, "Oh shit, are they actually okay?" And then it's no longer embarrassing. They're like, "Are they okay?" And that's what you gotta. Or you immediately get up and you're like, "That was weird, huh?" Then you like just try to like play it off. Hey, I'm a funny guy, you know? Something like that. Maybe. It's hard. Do a perfect somersault. But yeah, when I fell on that bike, I was like, it would be better actually for me to get hit by a car now than to just be laying in the street. You ever been in those moments where you're like so embarrassed? Have you ever been so embarrassed that you're just like, it actually would be cooler if I died right now than I had to deal with this embarrassment? Like I would be, like if an anvil fell on my head right now to end it. I mean, that's such an embarrassing way to die though. Everyone's going to be talking about it. Did you hear what happened to Dylan? He tripped on a banana peel and an anvil fell on his head and then exploded. God, I know. Yeah, like a cartoon. I know. So embarrassed. So sad, but it's so embarrassing. Like I was like, yuck. You know, I was like, yikes. That's a bad way to die. Sometimes you're just like, dude, it would be bad. It would be, yeah. Or something really bad happens. I don't know what happened to me recently. Fuck, what happened? Something like I broke something. I don't know. Oh, I like broke a key for this bike and I was like, and my motorcycle was out of town and it belonged to someone else. So then I would have to like tow it and then bring the motorcycle back and then pay for a new ignition switch and a key, and it was going to cost like $2,000. And I also was so embarrassed about telling this guy that I broke the key to his bike that he let me borrow for the weekend. Dude, I remember I was laying in bed and I was looking up at the ceiling and I go, it would be easier if I died. I would rather be dead right now, and not like, like, I think you're like, can't say slow eyesight. You know what I mean? Yeah, slow eyesight. I don't think you can say like a slew eyesight. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Offing yourself, but I don't think you can say that. Sometimes you get like not demonetized on you. I'm not monetized yet, but just like they'll downplay your shit. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like an act of God just coming in and just taking you out. And you're like, that would be easier than me having to deal with the consequences of my actions right now. That's kind of what it is. You're just like, I cannot deal with this right now. This is and it also is like long term. You're like, it would not have been cool for me to die, but in that moment, you truly believe I'd rather be dead right now, and not in a depressed way. Just in a like, just the long sleep would be real. Like, it would be so nice to just be like, oh, I don't have to deal with any of these problems. I guess that's what all those guys felt on Black Friday or Black Monday when the stock market crashed and they jumped off the broken bridge. Is actually kind of depressing. Just saying, I get it. Look, I'm not saying it was right that they did that, but in that moment, you're just like, I owe $500,000, or I don't know anything because money doesn't exist to me anymore. I'm not encouraging it. You know what I'm saying, right? We're all being honest here. We've all had these thoughts. It's crazy if you haven't. Just be honest. Anyway, so what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, the social anxiety and embarrassment, right? Yeah. Man. How long has it been? It's been 20 minutes. Dude, sometimes, I mean, you guys know I love doing this podcast, but sometimes I start it and I go, I don't know how I'm going to talk. And then something like that happens. And I just go into a hole for 20 minutes. And I know you guys enjoy it. So do I. My throat's dry. Hold on. I went to a potluck yesterday. Dude, I had a lot happen this week. Boss didn't fire me. That was good. He's still kind of pissed at me, but I think it's okay. Let's see. I went to see F1 and it was just like, it was fine. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you go to a movie and you're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like getting older or like getting nihilistic, or you're like hyped for a movie and then you like see the inner workings of the movie and you like see what they're doing. You're like, oh, they're creating a relationship here to keep the movie, to get people like more interested. And then they're gonna like, you like see them. I guess that's what a bad movie is. Like, you see them creating the conflict and creating the story, and you already like see where it's going. And you're kind of just like, this isn't interesting. Like, you made this for such a like wide appeal, such a broad audience, that it's like I can predict anything and it doesn't actually feel like a real story. It was cool. It was, but like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go into a movie and you're like, this is a huge blockbuster movie. Like, they're not gonna be so obvious with it and have it be so dumbed down. And then it is, and you're like, damn, dude, my bar was already low, but then I came in and you like somehow went even lower than that. When you're just like, the girl says, I don't hook up with members of the team. And then he says one pithy thing, and then it cuts to, and then in your mind, you're like, please don't have it cut to them making out in the elevator, and they're making out in the elevator. You're like, come, dude, for real? You couldn't have even like, put him on like in at least the car or something, or on the roof, the like something. Instead, they're just in the elevator. Like, And then she's like in his shirt. You're just like, really, man? I mean, sometimes I give girls my shirts, but I mean, actually, no, most of the time, like, I know they're not just going to have her with her bare titties out, but like, I don't know. And then they go and they have like a real, it's just like, it's so obvious where you're like, come on, dude. Or like, that's what was so good about Mission Impossible. There was none of that. They spit on the mic. They knew what the movie was. So they didn't even put that in there. They just moved from scene to scene, action to action. They had a little bit of storyline, but just enough. That's all it was. But then when they don't have that and they try to make it like a real story and have heart, and you're just like, dude, but it's not there because you're trying to dumb it down for all this smooth brains that are. I mean, I'm one of them. All good. The car go fast, you know. The car go really fast. You're like, oh, come on, man. Anyway, saw that. I mean, it wasn't bad. I probably would tell people to go see it, but like, I'd be like, you gotta go see it in IMAX. Do I have any inkling of how IMAX affected it yesterday, besides it being $6 more and the screen being a little bit bigger and me being like, oh, big a screen? No, but I'm gonna tell people because I'm a sheep too. We're all sheep sometimes. But I went to this potluck, and I like how this podcast is me like explaining just social interactions where I'm just fully in my head. But you know, I do think people, it's nice because so many people are like, am I the only one thinking this? And I'm like, hey, you definitely aren't. Or or I'm going to bring something up and then you're going to be out there and you're going to be like, damn, this is exactly what Dylan was talking about. And that's why you should share the podcast. And that's why you should post it on your stories. And that's why you should tell other people, damn, this podcast is unique, dude. I'm getting into the head of this guy and he's thinking the same thoughts I'm thinking. Anyway, that's the only promotion I'll do. And if you're my friend and you listen, it's okay. You can keep listening. I've had like multiple people be like, oh yeah, I started listening and you said, turn it off if I'm really close friends with you. So I turned it off. And I was like, I mean, come on, man, that was a joke. But like, you know, I'm just talking about my friends that are like dickheads that would mention something, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm at this party, and potluck, which I never know what to bring to a potluck, dude, because it's like, okay, I'm going to be real, dude. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook and bring it for a bunch of people. Only 10% of who I really know. And I know half the people didn't cook and then when they picked it up. But I'm also just kind of like, dude, this sounds, whatever. It's my show. I always feel like you spend so much more money on potlucks than the amount of food you get. And that's fine because it's about the experience and seeing the other people. But I am thinking about that when I go and I bring a shit ton of food and then I have 3 samosas and I'm just like, I just had $6 worth of food. And I brought a pan of chicken curry. I mean, I didn't. I brought chips and salsa. I brought $18 worth of food. So like I probably got, but usually if you're like bringing, and there's so much leftover food and you're just like, damn, where's this food going to go? Because everyone feels like they need to bring something because you don't want to be the person that doesn't bring anything. But sometimes I want to be the person that doesn't bring anything because I'm trying to prevent food waste. I'm actually being a good person by not bringing anything. Or bring drinks, because the drinks that are unopened, you could, yeah. Or bring drinks. But then everyone's bringing drinks. Dude, it's just a conundrum. Because people are bringing, it's almost like everyone needs to bring just enough food for them to eat, because that collectively will be enough for everyone, because everyone will have a little bit of, but that's not how it works. And, maybe I'm being cheap and frugal, but I don't think I am. I think I'm actually bringing up a very good point about why potlucks lead to food waste, and we're wasting a lot of food, and that's not good. I'm never there at the end of potlucks. I don't know, but I guarantee you food gets thrown out because, dude, I used to cater, and the amount of food we would throw out was like, I had to like stop catering because it was like it hurt me to see how much food is getting thrown out. It sucked. Anyway, so I'm at this. Here's what I wanted to bring up. So I'm at this potluck. It's going fine. Saying hi to people, having a good time. Again, I know 10% of the people, everyone else were doing the thing where you're like, I think I met you last year. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to forget your name. You're going to forget my name. All good. Honestly, all good. Respect. I'm cool with introducing myself to you every year. Just don't do the thing where it's like, yeah, I remember from last year. Like, or just be like, yeah, we met last year, right? What's your name again? And then I'm like, oh, dude, the best. Whenever you say what's your name again to someone, it's always the nicest thing because, or you introduce yourself first because then you don't have to have them be like, what's your name? Be like, I'm Dylan, but I'm Dylan. What's your name? Like, sorry, I forgot. Whatever. You do that. So nice to do. Because then you're not in your head like, this motherfucker forgot my name. Which you shouldn't be because like we have too much information coming in. But anyway, I'm at the potluck. I go to the bathroom. I run into an old friend from stand-up. This guy, Steven. Really good guy. Funny. Liked him. Now, I want to say this before we go into the story. This, I think, is a perfect example of how people are having social interactions all the time and they're not thinking about them. Like they're not thinking about what happened and what made them uncomfortable and then like changing how they are so that they don't do that to someone else. We're all just like perpetrators of being like, we're all just perpetrators of causing people to be embarrassed and uncomfortable in social interactions, even though we all have 100 social interactions a day, but we don't learn. It's like none of us are learning. We're not paying attention. We're not being, this is where I think being hyper aware of social interactions is actually good because this guy, Steven, he did stand up. I started doing stand up with him. Right. But then when I ran into him, I was like, sorry, my roommates just came home. We weren't supposed to come home for longer than this, but that's completely fine. I'm kind of pissed about it, but like, I ran into him and I assumed he wasn't doing stand-up anymore. Right. But here's what I didn't do. Are you still doing stand-up? I didn't start with that question. You want to know why? Because I know if he isn't doing stand-up anymore, that feels shitty to get asked. And if he is doing stand-up, that also feels shitty. Because then he has to do the thing where he's like, oh no, I quit. And he has to go through the whole explanation. And it sucks, dude. Because even though I haven't been there, I've had someone ask me that about something else. And then I had to explain it. And it feels weird. And you go through this whole thing where you're just like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. But here's why. And here's why I'm happier. Fuck all that. Instead, I just said, where are you working? What are you up to? And then you allow them to then present it. Either they're gonna talk about it, or maybe they're not gonna, but it's not what you start with. He talked about his relationship, how he's gonna go to school, all this stuff. And then I brought up stand-up. I complained about it for a bit, and then he was like, haha, that's why I quit. And I was like, bam. I let him say it, and then I was like, that was such a good idea. So then he doesn't have to do so then he was the one that said it. I didn't ask him and put him in that situation where he's like, immediately, I haven't seen him in 5 years. And the first thing I say is like, hey, why aren't you doing, why don't I see you anymore? Did you stop doing the thing that I knew you from? Do you want to feel uncomfortable telling me about like why you quit and how there's still a small party that wishes you did it, but you know, you made the decision that like made you ultimately happy, but now you still have to be like, oh yeah, I quit. Just like wasn't working for, you know, and then you get into the whole like minutia of stand up. No, dude, no, you don't want to do that. And because I've been there, I didn't ask him the question. I let it come out. And then he said something else that I fully got, which I respect. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of stand-ups over there. You want to go say hi to them? And he goes, not really. I don't want to do the what are you doing now thing 10 times. And I was like, yes, dude. Yes, I get that so hard. I get that. Because you do it with your family every year. Oh, what are you up to? What's up with stand-up? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I'm not in a corporate, just like, don't ask that. What are you doing with your life question sucks. Because if someone has something good, they're going to talk about it. Don't ask people because most people are already, I feel like, in their head being like, I haven't achieved enough, or my career isn't going the right way that I wanted to, or or like maybe this person is thinking in the back of their head, like, why haven't they already switched careers? Like we're all having these thoughts about ourselves and what other people are thinking. It goes back to the social anxiety thing. And, you can stop it partially, meditation, whatever, but it's like, it's just a part of being human. You're going to have those thoughts. So if you know you're going to have those thoughts and you know other people are having those thoughts, don't ask the question. Think about, you know what I mean? Like, that's why when he was like, oh, I don't want to go do the, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to now thing 10 times? Because it's tiring, bro. And also it's because no one is acting on the awkward interactions that they've had in the past and updating their software, dude. This is honestly why this is why I think robots would honestly be better socially than humans would be, because they'd be like, need to update my software because I noticed a closing of your pupils and a little bit of a micro sweat on your face, so I must have made you uncomfortable. I will be better next time. And then they go home and they upgrade. And we're just like, oh, maybe that was weird. Or it's because we're selfish and we're like, but I want to know, because I don't want to do the awkward thing of being like, it's just, why do you do that? What are you up to now? I guess it's like trying to show feign interest, but nah, dude. Because when he said that, I was like, damn, I wish you didn't have to worry about that and think about it. And I know some annoying ass motherfuckers would be like, bro, fuck it. Just go over and talk to him. Who cares? You're the one that's worrying about that. And it's like, dude, shut your ass up. You are a sociopath. You actually don't understand human interaction and being like awkward and overthinking anything, bro. You have eight brain cells. You're made to build houses from bricks. That's all you're meant to do. You're made to dig holes. Some people are literally just like, they're born and they're made to dig holes. I'm not going to say that because it actually can sound like hold, what? It's kind of close to whatever. You're a hole scooper, dude. You're digging holes. That's what you're doing. You're a hole digger, whatever. Yeah. That's what some people are meant to do. You're not thinking about any of this. And some part of it seems nice, but also I just was like, damn, dude, I wish you could go over there and see those people that you used to do stand up with and you liked and not have to do the whole like, what are you doing now? No one's thinking about. Maybe they are. I do. I think about it so much. How to not make people uncomfortable social interactions, because I've been uncomfortable with social interactions. And also I can feel people getting uncomfortable and I'm like, oh damn, this sucks, bro. This is not good. How long have we been? Oh, we're at 35. That's great. So I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter. Be more aware. You gotta that's where it is. You just gotta be more aware. Think about that shit. Okay? Ask them. That's why, honestly, that's why you should watch TV shows and movies, because you just ask someone, are you watching this? Just have 3 things to talk about. Have a new album, have a new TV show, and then either a book, or don't do politics, because their buttholes are so tight right now because of politics. You can't talk to someone about politics. But whenever you meet someone, you should have a TV show, a book, and an album to just throw out there and see if they like any of those. And that's great. That's good small talk. And you don't have to talk to them about their job, because who gives a shit? And you could talk to them about the relationship maybe, but a lot of people don't like to talk about that. But you have those things, and then you have common ground to discuss with, and then you can exit the situation. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's so much better than being like, oh, what's going on with your job? Oh, are you looking to? Unless someone really wants to talk about their job. Obviously, on a date and shit, you should ask the girl about her job and what she wants to do and her aspirations and stuff. Obviously, that's because guys have no idea how to. Me too. I just get nervous on dates, and then I just talk nonstop for 45 minutes, and then I think I'm doing well because the girl is engaged, but she's just being engaged. And then at the end of the date, it's like, I don't think I don't think I asked her enough about herself. So yeah, if you're a guy, dude, you just gotta just like literally write down 10 questions. If you're a guy and you're going on a date with a girl, just write down 10 questions you can ask her and just look at them before the date and then ask those questions during the date. I'm guarantee you the date will go better than 95% of the dates the girl's been on. Guarantee you. It's a hack, dude. Just be engaged and ask her literally anything. And if one question she gives you a one-word answer, go on to the next one. Obviously don't like 20 questions it, but just stop talking about yourself. And I know you're doing it because you're nervous, dude. I know. Me too. But honestly, even if you 20 questions her asked, whatever, she'll just be like, wow, at least he was interested. At least he was interested in what I was doing, asking follow-up questions. That's the key, dude. Follow-up questions. You can't be like, what do you do? And she says, oh, I'm a nail tech or whatever. And you're like, cool. You got to be like, oh, what do you like about being a nail tech? What do you know, what's your least favorite thing? What's your shit like that, dude. What's the crazy shit that's happened to you in the nail tech? I almost said nail tech farm. It's not, I don't know why that's the word that came to my head. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you in the office? Do you think anyone's having an affair? Stuff like that. That's how you take the date from like boring to, oh, he wants to talk. I can talk to him about whatever. Anyway, one other thing, and then we'll end this one kind of quick. I like to give you guys quick ones every now and then. So, I mean, this will probably take 2 seconds, so maybe a little bit more. But in terms of being social, dude, you know who I hate? I hate people like, dude. I hate people that when you go to the bathroom for longer than 3 minutes and you come back to the table, they're like, oh, how was it? We thought you died in there. Hey, dude. I'm like literally pull double Uzis. Like, what's your deal, bro? That's what I'm going to start doing. Hey, the fuck's your deal, man? Be cool. Why are you doing that? Everyone at the table knows I took a shit, okay? Why do you have to talk about it? Just be chill. Just let me come up. Just let me come up to the table and then ignore me. I sit down. Maybe I make a little joke if I want to. If not, you go back to the meal because everyone knows. If you're gone for longer than 5 minutes and you're not a girl, you took a shit. Girls can always just bring their purse because then you just think like, oh, she must be on her period and she was like doing a tampon. And guys don't know how long that shit takes. A girl could tell me it takes 45 minutes to put a tampon in and I would be like, yeah, that seems right. But a guy, longer for 5 minutes, you just have to be like, I was on a business call. You're lying, dude. It's 9:45 on a Saturday. You were on a business call? Really? A business call with who, dude? You work at CVS, okay? There's no business call. You were taking a shit, and that's fine. And you know what? Tell me how the bathroom was. How would you rate the bathroom? I guess you could say that. The guy sits down, scale 1 to 10. How nice is the bathroom? Oh, you know what? That's actually a good idea because then it like kind of talks about what happened, but you're talking about the bathroom. So you're not talking about how long they were in there. You know? I mean, you can't blow it and be like, the toilet paper was really rough because then everyone's like, okay, well, he's talking about rubbing toilet paper on his asshole. But you should I see you go to the bathroom and then you come sit down. I'm going to be like, scale of 1 to 10, how good is the bathroom? And then you get to be like, hey, it was I'd say it was like a 7. And then you start talking about what makes good bathrooms, what makes bad bathrooms. And then no one's thinking about how you just absolutely blew the bathroom up. No one's thinking about, oh, Mike, he was in there for a long time. I wonder if he was just like peeing out of his butt. Whatever. I wonder what he ate. I wonder if he's allergic. I wonder if he had too many chickpeas and that messes his stomach up. And he knew that he shouldn't have had that many chickpeas, but the hummus tasted really good and everyone else was having it. And there's a girl at dinner with him who, not that he wanted to impress, but he wanted to connect with her about the hummus. And so he just kept eating the hummus. And then 20 minutes later, he's like, I need to go to the bathroom because it feels like someone pumped my entire abdomen full of air. And I don't know what's going to happen in there, but like I need to do it because it feels like I'm going to explode. Maybe that happened. I don't know. Yeah, don't do that. Don't be the guy. Oh, we thought you fell in. What the fuck's your problem, bro? No, I was taking a big fat shit. Is that what you were trying to imply? No, sorry, James. I was taking a shit. I ate too many chickpeas earlier because I was trying to impress your friend who I think is pretty. Are we all happy now? Look how weird James made it. Fuck you, James. Am I the aggressive one? Or is that like, right? Doesn't that shit suck? The guy that has to talk about it? Because he's trying to make a joke out of you. Fuck you, dude. I'm making a joke about you. Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking about how your parents got divorced because your dad cheated on your mom with your second grade teacher, James. Oh, my bad. Were you trying to make fun of me for me doing some normal shit? I'm going to turn it back around on you. No, James, I was thinking about how big your nose is, bro. You should do something about that. And everyone at the table is like, oh, dude, what the? Yeah, that's too far for sure. But you got to find a way to like just divert it and then make it about him being weird. Why are you thinking about me so much, James? You should have. Damn, Carl, if I knew you were thinking about me that much, I would have brought you in there with me. It's okay. Next time I'll have you come sit on my lap. I know you miss me, bud. Kiss him on the forehead. Oh, man. That would be good. A little kiss on the forehead. Hey, it's okay. I'm sorry I was gone for so long. I'm back though. Kiss him. He's like, the hell? Dude, it's your problem. I'm like, no, you were worried about me. It's like, obviously, you missed me. I didn't know we were that close of friends, but it's okay, dude. I'll tell you next time. I'll text you next time I'm in the bathroom. Give him a little kiss. That's what you do. Yeah. I hate those people, dude. 43 minutes. Okay, we're good. I was going to talk about Labubu. I mean, I guess, but it's like, I like bring these things up that I think I want to talk about on the show. And then I get into whatever the hell we just talked about for 45 minutes. And I go, why do I want to talk about Labubu, bro? What is the deal with this Labubu shit? What Lalisa had. Okay, first of all, is it Lisa or Lalisa? I think it's Lalisa. That's what I'm going to. Let me look this up. Is it Lisa or Lalisa? Remember to call the number 347-566-9741. Okay. I didn't have Wi-Fi this entire time. Is it Lalisa or Lisa? Let's see. You guys are going to learn something. Oh, it's Lisa. Why did I think it was Lalisa? Oh, wait. Nope. Her given name is Lalisa. Okay. But it's Lisa. I was calling her up because when I watched White Lotus, it said Lalisa. Okay. But then in 2021, she released her debut single album titled Lalisa. Interesting. So Lisa, I should call her. Wow, the music video for her single became the most viewed music video in the first 24 hours on YouTube by a solo artist. Wow. And she's 5 years younger than me. That's cool. I love to see that. I mean, I'm not a Thai woman that was in a K-pop band, but still. It's Lisa. Okay. Good to know. I guess Lisa had a Labubu doll on her purse, and then everyone was like, "I gotta have that." And it's literally just a Furby. It's just a 21st century Furby. And dude, everyone is obsessed with them, and we're all sheep. And it's just got to be a simulation. The thing with the Labubu thing has convinced me that we are in a simulation because it's just the software update where you just add something new that everyone gets excited about and they buy, and it just keeps the world churning. And because it's like Labubu is famous, and also we bombed Iran. And it's like those things are both somehow top stories. Just like partially destroying destroying nuclear facilities in Iran and maybe starting World War III, and also a little 21st century Furby that a famous K-pop star had on her purse. It's a simulation. And I hate it when people say that, but like this Labubu thing, I'm like, dude, why? I mean, it's cool, but I'm also, again, I'm just like, dude, don't you see that you're going to get this and then in a month, it's not going to matter anymore and no one's going to care? And I guess that's what the point of life is, getting excited about new things and moving forward. And I guess, right? Yeah. So then maybe it's not, but you're just like, people are paying like $300 for this thing. What is the like resale Labubu? Resale Labubu. Right? Like, okay, maybe not. Hold on. This is Reddit, resale Labubu. Most through PayPal. Jesus. Okay. This is gonna take too long for you guys. eBay. Let's just go to eBay Labubu. Like, I wonder how much some of these are. I mean, how much are they to begin with? Oh, I mean, you can get a Labubu for like $38. Okay, they're not even that expensive. I mean, I guess that's expensive, right? For a little doll. But people are like, okay, here's someone is selling one for $500. That's a lot. I guess it's like, depends on. They literally look like what was that? What was that show with the sun where it was a baby? And all the weird ass little creatures, and they had the Teletubbies, right? Teletubbies. Dude, they're just Teletubbies. Because they all have different colors, but they look the same. They're Teletubbies, bro. Fucking weird. And people are paying $70 for these things? It's crazy. Yeah, people are paying $70, $200 for a Labubu, and it's like, dude, this is going to be worth literally nothing. And because of the hype, dude, because of the simulation, and I'm sounding like Alex Jones right now, but like, because of virality and all this shit, you're like, I have to have it. It has worth. I got to be part of the newest trend, dude. Fuck the Labubus. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get a person. I'm gonna get 10 Labubus, and I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm gonna feel like a baller, dude. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna get a purse, and I'm gonna get 10 Labubus, and I'm gonna be rocking them 24/7. And you know what? It'll probably help me get girls, like, which is crazy. Not that I care about that, but I guarantee. Oh, he's so in touch with himself. He's okay with having a Labubu. He gets it. Yep, he's chronically online like me. That's it. I'm getting a Labubu. Okay, that'll be the name of the episode. It's been 49 minutes. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for writing in about the show. Love you all. Have a good week. Send in your embarrassing moments. Call the number. Share the show with a friend. And we'll talk soon. All right. Bye.